What is going on, everybody? We're back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air. Happy Tuesday night, everybody in the universe. I'm so stoked to be back. It is April 29th, a Tuesday, and you know what that means. We're breaking down NXT. I've got the usual suspects hanging out with me. First and foremost, get your twos up. It's the Tuesday night delight all the way out in the DMV. What's going on, Shotty?
What's good? What's good? It's your boy Shad Talks Graps. We back in the place to be. And I'm happy, man. Last week, my boys wasn't here for me, but we all back together as a family. Salute to the homie Archie for subbing in last week too. But yeah, it's good when the gang is back in. So let's get into it.
There is no doubt about that. Big ups, Big Arch, but more than big ups. This is really important because I almost always forget it. But there's a guy out in Louisville that can remind me every single time. That's Dryzzy. What is it again?
We put one hand here, we put one hand here, we put them together, and you know what? I'm gonna change it up in honor of because I didn't get to do this last week. In honor of the return of my guy, Noam Dar. Hello, hello, hello. It is the wrestling plug, Dryzzy. I am back off my deathbed because I think I got COVID. I think I get chronic COVID every year now. I don't know what it is, but COVID is like stuck in me, and I have to get it on time about this time every year. I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you what, I'm stuffed up as they make them right now.
Right.
Like they can't pump enough oxygen into those Vegas casinos. That's all I'm
But you know
saying.
what's crazy? There have been so many people that went out there for Mania and everything that said they came back and got sick. I didn't
Every
go to
single
Mania,
one,
so I don't understand why I got sick.
everybody. I think maybe just like by proxy
I caught
in
it by
some way.
osmosis.
Yeah, I think just it was one of those. You were close enough. You
I
got caught
wasn't.
as well.
I
I
need to
don't
be close.
know.
I should have
I
been close.
touched enough like slot machines that I feel like I earned it, but that's neither here nor there.
I haven't. That's definitely a bucket list thing for me. Obviously, I dabble in the casino games a little bit. Partake in a good
You
game of blackjack.
partake in a parlay.
I do a parlay, mostly on the blackjack tables. Not too heavy on the slot machines and stuff like that. But one day I'll make it out there.
I'm a
Um,
dice guy. Craps. Craps for life.
Hmm.
I'm a dice thrower.
high risks.
Hit the back. Hit the back of the table. 6 and 8, please. Thank you very little. Bet that come line, take odds. Now you start working the table. And just they start handing you money. You don't even know what's going on. I'm just saying, it's one of my favorite things about Las Vegas, Nevada. One of my least favorite things about Las Vegas, Nevada is obviously the stuffed up nose, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about IYO Sky, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez, and Julia. A stacked tag team match. I had a topic on today's daily earlier with Chaos and Jordy. Completely different crew, very much not the same guys as this. And we discussed the potential of Roxanne and Julia being a tag team on the main roster. So I was a skosh thrown when I saw them in action tonight on the main event. I'm going to start with you on this one, Shotty. I know you got passionate opinions on this one. Talk to me about it.
Well, first and foremost, when you put four of the best women in the world at professional wrestling in a match, you are going to get magic. And magic was made tonight. I loved every bit of the action. You forget how incredible Roxanne Perez sometimes is just because, she's been on a bit of a losing streak lately. But her and EO just having great sequences of reversals and a lot of grappling and the top rope moves. All of it was so great. Julia being able to mix it with Io Sky, that's a dream match, man. We've been wanting to see that for a while. We didn't know if we would be able to see it, obviously, with Julia being in Stardom, but Io being out of Stardom, being in the WWE at the time. And then you got Jordynne Grace, man, one of the most incredible athletic powerhouses in pro wrestling, men or women. It don't matter. She does what she does. And it was a great match. The champ, our world champ, Io Sky, comes out with the victory. Now, all right, this is a lot to go with because I think we are going to hit a end of the roads with a lot of our favorite wrestlers on NXT in this women's division. And it seems like the silver lining is there for Julia and Roxanne Perez. Obviously, Julia and Jordynne Grace have a match next week. Winner goes against Stephanie Vaquer at the pay-per-view. And I said it earlier, man. I don't know about a tag team, but I think the best way for these NXT women to come up onto the main roster is just being one big faction. Julia, Vaquer, and Roxanne. Let's go for all the belts. Let's go in there and wreak havoc. Stephanie goes for Io's belt. Julia goes for the Intercontinental title held by Lyra. Or maybe Julia and Roxanne, maybe they are a tag team. Or maybe Julia and Vaquer are a tag team since they're best friends and they go for the titles and Roxanne goes for the title. Like, I would debut it like that because I've been saying it from the beginning. We were going to get to this at some point. These women were going to be called up. The star power with these three women, they're going to open up shop on the main roster and they're taking spots. Spots are taken away. It's just the nature of the business. And I know a lot of people are going to complain. Let me say this real quick.
Oh, my bad.
Let me say this real quick to y'all. No. This isn't anything against you. A lot of y'all are going to complain. Okay? A lot of y'all are going to complain because a lot of your favorites are going to be either jobbing or they're going to be missing TV time. We need to be honest with ourselves. Talent is talent. And I told this to a couple of my counterparts at Wrestling Republic. A lot of y'all favorites are mid. I told this to Ben on Friday. A lot of y'all favorites are mid. Okay? The mid is getting cleared out. All right? There's a champion on NXT on SmackDown right now. Her name is Zelina Vega. She's mid. Okay? She's not that good. All right? There's women on this come up that deserve that spot and will take that spot because they're better. It's time to recognize real, bro. Chelsea Green, mid. Horrible title reign. Let's get some real ballers in now. Roxanne, Vaquer, Julia. I'm all in for it, man, because this is what the main roster needed. We needed star power, and we are about to get star power because the new iteration of NXT and how they present these women and build these women up, you are getting today's stars and tomorrow's stars in the process.
I hear you. And one thing I was going to say is I do think Vaquer to that faction would be good, but Boricua Morena, come on, man. Don't do that to Zelina.
Sorry, bro.
I hear you.
She don't do anything exceptionally well besides, like, she's got amazing ring gear and she's a real cool person. And she's a beautiful young lady.
She's a very good talker. Now, she's a better heel than a face, but a very good talker.
She got allergies all the time ever since that moment at Backlash.
That's how they want her. They want her to be the sympathetic baby face.
Yeah, I need her to poison people like she did to Montez, man.
I kind of want that. I kind of want evil Selena back too. I was in love with her at that point. That just shows my toxicity, though. I have an affliction. I knew I had a problem when I preferred Shigo over Kim Possible. So
I love that. Okay, when it comes to this one, and I hear where a lot of what Shad said, but Driz, you got to break down this whole thing for us as well because, I mean, look, I thought after we saw Roxanne and Julia appear last night on Monday Night Raw, that was a sure thing, right? I thought we had Monday Night Roxanne I thought that was the scoop on hoops. But where are we sort of at now? Because we're seeing it play out on NXT, and that aspect of it is as funky as anything to me.
Honestly, we are out here. They double dutch you. Trips has got these girls double dutching. Yeah, he's on Raw, NXT, Raw, NXT. Like he can't make his man on when he want to pull the cord and like put them on there. Like go ahead and just pluck them out of NXT because it's messing up everything going on for the other girls. You can't move none of that deep ass roster up if you keep on wanting to Roxanne go back down to NXT. Go back down Julia. Go back down Stephanie, Julia are coming. They will be up by June. Money in the Bank, they gonna be on the main roster. That is a fact. That is not just a statement. That is a fact of life at this point. To quote LA Knight, we go ahead, pull them up. Let Roxanne be Roxanne. What you been calling Clark? Monday Night Rocks. Go ahead, print shirts, make it happen. Because what's happening right now is the number one contenders match is well, yeah, the number one contender match now is Jordan Grace versus Julia. Winner gets to face Stephanie Valkyrie at Battleground. It's not gonna be Julia. She's already been there, done that, and basically they've already kind of let it be known she's on the main gonna be main roster bound. So what's the point of giving her an NXT title shot when you have people like Jordan Grace who are down here? You know she's gonna be there for a while. Let her get the belt and run for a little bit, or let her face Stephanie. Or what I'm more so I'm trying to say. I'm saying all this to say, make your mind up, Hunter. Make your mind up. Are the girls gonna stay up there so we can bump that deep ass roster up some more, and you can get those Evolve girls on Prime, and you can get I'm missing a piece of the LFG girls to Evolve. Like there is they have built a entire ecosystem for women now. For all of NXT, but the women's one specifically is insanely deep, and you cannot afford to keep on trying to send these ones that you just don't want to let go all the way back down every time because you can't make your mind up. You gotta stop it. You gotta let them go. Let the new main event scene of Jada and Lola, Jordan. Let them have it. They got it.
When I'm in agreement in so many ways, because what I think is fascinating to me is the three of us have covered this program for multiple years in a row now, right?
Mhm.
And we said the very same thing, all in agreement. If we're going to agree on one thing, it's the best women's division in professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
That's just an absolute fact. So if there was a talent pool you could pick from to move to the main roster that could sustain it, it's this division. And this is why I find this whole thing fascinating, because it appeared via Monday Night Raw that we were going to get Monday Night Roxanne, as I've been joking about for a long time, right?
Mhm.
It appeared as such. That's what it looked like. Julia appearing last night on Netflix, not on the CW, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
At least domestically. Internationally, I get it's also on Netflix, so don't fact check me there, please. I know. I get the scoop. Either way, my point is, this is such an interesting conversation because if there's a division that could afford, and you mentioned Evolve, Drizzy, that could afford to give some talent to the main roster to bolster divisions on Raw and SmackDown, it's the NXT women's division. The transition just hasn't felt as smooth as it should.
And that is all on one Paul Levesque. He
And
is not a good guy when it comes to calling up people. I'm sorry. I
it's
gotta call a spade a spade.
and
Like
it's not even just a women's thing. It's an NXT
it's
thing.
NXT thing, yeah. The
Like,
best, the last great one they did was Solo.
yeah,
Yes. Solo was a heck of a
Like,
call up.
like
Was
Braun was
Solo
Braun was
Solo
literally the
his?
same stuff too.
Was Solo
Braun,
his?
Actually, you might be right. Solo was still during the Vince era.
I think so.
I don't think not
I'm
quite.
not 100% sure.
Sorry, I want to
It
give him credit.
I think it was close.
it
We've
might
got
have
a
been.
bunch of comments
Yeah,
here too. Let's run through these.
yeah.
We've got agreed 100% from Fernando's eyes. It doesn't make sense. And then he also added facts. He said it's a farm system for the entire women's division. It truly is.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's
you have
but
a bunch of women that can literally like
You
Kalani, Jada,
those
Sol
girls can
Ruka,
move up.
Zaria can
but
be the
but
next in the
but
top of
that's
the card.
where I look at it. It's like the farm system thing. I agree, but it's as if your whole farm system is hitting dingers, and
Yeah, every,
everybody's 0-2
You know what my
in the major leagues.
you know what my worry is though is the fact that we beat around the bush for so long, and what happens to these women that are in the cut that are ready to be next in line, right? Like, and you're gonna end up losing out on talent, man. Contracts might run out. Women are established as wrestlers. They can go ahead and make a name for themselves on another promotion or another company, like a TNA, go to an AEW, go to Japan, whatever. Like, look, I don't care what nobody says. Watching WrestleMania a weekend, watching Bloodsport, and seeing someone like Carmen Petrovich just look stellar in a performance in a Bloodsport
Absolutely
match.
stellar.
Stellar. But then tonight, we're going to talk about it losing, jobbing out consistently. Like, what are we doing with this woman? She's so good. Like, you don't give her the opportunity to move up the card and show who she could be.
and she
To
can't
your
move
point,
up if y'all keep on like I said, double dutching with Roxanne.
the place I agree the most is if you really think about it, and I don't want to get into a real broad one here, but if you really think about the last couple years in pro wrestling, there's been so much criticism about what's happened across the board and whatnot. Really fascinating things are happening. To your point, Shoddy, to your point earlier, Driz, about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Really fascinating things are happening across the industry when it comes to
Yeah.
women's wrestling.
Yes.
And it's putting pressure on the division to exceed at all levels on all of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that in a positive way. It
It's
is
competitive.
now it's competitive.
It's
And
not
that
a,
is
a we
awesome to see.
it's not a we hate you. It's a hey,
Yeah.
I see what y'all doing over there. Beat
Who's
this.
gonna do it better next?
Like
That is something we haven't seen in a long time.
And I'm like, I don't know how these contracts work for NXT, but like, I look at a lot of these women, like a Gigi Dolan, like a Tatum Paxley. You know, they've been in NXT for like 5 years almost now. You know,
yes.
from the 2021 class, or what, 3 to 4 years, bro. Like, I look at Gigi and Tatum; they look really good in TNA compared to NXT. Like, at this point, you are like it's the circle of life at the end of the day in pro wrestling. Where you're supposed to be is where you're gonna be at some point of your career. You know what I'm saying? So like I might be chanting Michael Hickenbottom fumbled, Sean fumbled on since them NXT people like to say Tony fumbled. I hit up one
That's
of these
it.
shows that these people go, Shawn Michaels fumbled.
I
Absolutely.
mean, honestly, I mean, and this is if there's ever going to be a con for being in this women's division, it's the fact that you don't have time. Time is not on
Mm,
your side because the next thing is ready and willing to go in this competitive ass,
that's true.
deep ass division.
That's true. But
100%.
like we said earlier, you can just call some women up and let it keep rolling because there's not a. It seemed like look, we could do that at a later time, but like yeah, I could probably go through the main roster women's division and be like, you can add a lot more from here and let it become better. But hey, to each his own.
Absolutely. Also, we got a great comment here. Hey, Clark, Soul, and Drizzy.
Uh,
From our great friend Bobby Petito.
Soul and Drizzy.
yeah,
Yeah. Shad and Dryzzy. The what a whiff that was. Sorry about that. Uh let's talk about Ricky Saints and Lexus King real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. Real
the
interesting.
descent, the descent of Lexus King has begun. What it
No,
Ricky
began last week.
Saints.
it's the same thing I said last week. Like they literally have an AEW Mortal Kombat block, and he's got to go against all the former AEW guys in his reign on NXT for Ricky Saints. Like, is this like some like humiliation tactic or some like hazing that he has to like beat up on the people he's already wrestled previously in the old place in the new place? Like,
Yeah. This could be literally anything. Talk to me about it real quick here, Driz.
The descent of Lexus King, and at the hands of Ricky Saints, nonetheless. I actually, for a minute, thought that they were going to give Lexus King a real feud. I really believed that he was going to get that, and and he's been doing great recently. I'm not sure what he is as a heel or face anymore, but he had been doing really great on TV. His presence was better. But with Noam, I don't know what happened, but between Noam Dar returning and rubbing off, taking the doing the mama thing where you lick your thumb and then rub the beard off, it's just like the that moment kind of emasculated Lexus King for me. So it was hard for me to even put myself in the mind frame to think that Lexus King was gonna beat the red hot Ricky Saints. I it just absolutely it took me to I can't it's Dolph Ziggler syndrome. If you don't know what Dolph Ziggler syndrome is, it's when you are have seen this guy, you've seen this guy over and over and over and over again be told like WWE tells you this guy is nothing. He's a wimp. He's a loser. He's always gonna lose. Don't worry about him doing us incorrect. If you sit there and tell us that enough, when he does get those pushes, it makes it hard for us to believe. And that is what has happened now with Lexus King for me. Y'all had me for a little bit. I really thought y'all could have pushed him back into the main event scene where y'all trying to debut him, but it's just not hitting for me. Now Ricky, on the other hand, his rocket is it's going. He's not gonna be holding. He's not gonna hold that North American title for that long. I really feel like Ricky is gonna be sent up by maybe SummerSlam. He may sit there and make a stop or so, but he's definitely made to be the center star somewhere, and I think it's coming. This match, absolutely a formality. It probably is a Mortal Kombat block. He's going through all the AEW gauntlet. He's beat Eason. He's beaten Sean Spears. He beat Lexus King. There's only one left. Nightmare. No, there ain't nobody else left. It's Nightmare. Nightmare's left. Is Ricky Saints gonna beat Cody Rhodes?
No. Wow.
At least not yet.
The only thing I don't hate the idea. The only thing I can think is I'm like, doesn't he join Cody Rhodes at some point? Because we all know that they're buddies.
He is.
Like maybe I don't know, but I do like the idea 100%. I don't know, man. For me, Ricky Saints has definitely had a better impact as far as NXT is concerned than Lexus King has thus far. And I feel bad for Lexus King. We gotta like stop this. We gotta figure something out for Lexus King.
Is Lexus King kind of in the same situation as what we were just talking about with the women?
A little.
Like they want him to be in the main event scene so bad, but he just doesn't fit in that.
Yeah, that's just what it feels like. It's
The
bizarre to me.
the Heritage Cup was a good speed for him, and he made his own rules for it.
He
I
executed
absolutely
well
love
in the
that.
Heritage Cup.
Yes, but the moment a bigger star like Noam Dar really has this aura about him that just took anything and all the momentum that Lexus King had and threw it out a window.
It's it to me, it's like Lexus has been so close, and we all know what Pillman Sr. meant to the business too.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get him away from that if he keeps looking the same way. I think that's the hardest part.
Maybe we really want him to be the loose cannon so bad
It's
that
like
it's
that's
just
where I
we
feel
can't.
guilty for him.
It's too far. It's too late into the process, man. He is who he
Yeah,
is. He's
It is.
just
You're right.
he's Jag. He's just a guy.
we gotta find something new in some way. I don't know, Shoddy. What did you think about this one? Ricky Saints retains.
I mean, it is what it is, and it comes to the situation where we got to talk to these fans who up and down swear that it's always greener on the other side in any situation, but particularly from AEW to WWE. You know, everyone wants to chant, you know, Ricky, Tony fumbled, Tony fumbled. I mean, what in particular has Lexus King done to show you he's so much better than he was as the Hollywood Blondes in AEW? Like, I know they've given him prominent TV time. A lot of that is the case that there's just not a lot of guys on the roster. I mean, he's in the benefit of that. That like literally, it's like the Cleveland Browns. They don't got a lot of good players. They need to line somebody up on the field. So some dude is going to be able to get an ample amount of snaps. His stats might look good, but they inflated stats because he ain't really doing much with it if you put him on any other situation. I don't see a I think he's a solid hand. I think he's good in roles like this. You know, I think he does a lot of funny stuff. The over the odds with the beard and all of that. But it's like he's just like a Diet Coke version of what we get with a Waller in a theory. He's just a douchey heel, and that's about it. But he's not, you know, wrestling exceptional. He's wrestling okay. He's not horrible on the mic, but he's not the best. He's just a very average upon average professional wrestler on all facets. And I hate to say that. I don't want to bash the guy, but like, hey, man, I'm a podcaster. I call it how I see it. I don't see a huge shelf life with him in the character beyond NXT. I think this is kind of where he's at. And if he does get to the main roster, I'm gonna see him like winning the IC title and nothing like that. I think he ends up kind of playing his role, making people look good. And then I mean that's straight too. So I don't know.
No doubt
Coming off so
about it.
lean.
No doubt about it. I'm with you. Kobe Galanzowski had a great suggestion. He said, get rid of the long hair. I just got rid of the Instagram comments as best I could. I can't do anything else about it. I apologize to anybody in that audience for having to deal with that. But Shotty, you're the freaking man. And get rid of the long hair from Kobe Galanzowski. I love that. No doubt about it. I think that might be a step in the right direction when it comes to working closer. Let's talk about the Metaphor breakup because it broke my heart as bad as it just broke Drizzy's. Darn it, broke my heart. But speaking of main roster and women's talent heading up there, and it feels like a theme of the show, but Chikara and Lash have been ready for a long, long time. Talk to me about that, Johnny.
Yeah, man. Although we come to the end of the road, it feels like they are going to break this team up. And honestly, I saw this. I saw it kind of coming in a sense. The unfortunate injury of Noam Dar kind of pushed the totality of this unit uh, to the side. And honestly, I think the bread and the butter of this group has become Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend. They have become a dominant unit as a tag team. They showcase themselves in PLEs on the main roster prominent roles on Raw and SmackDown. And I think they are ready. Like, I think if a benefit happens to this, it's that you get an opportunity to really see these two women become stars and really develop throughout the entire process. And I think that's all you want. You add them with a vet like a Noam Dar, it served its purpose. It sucks. I think the team is absolute money. I would have loved to see them come up together as a whole unit onto the main roster. But for some reason, post Noam Dar, they've got them in different pockets. Like, I think Lash and Jakara got the opportunity, but like someone like Ora Mensa, what's he really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really doing with him? We lack depth in the men's division. Why haven't we showcased him in that type of forefront, right? Why haven't we let him kind of develop and be ready for that? Noam Dar, he's been on the main roster. We know he's ready. So I kind of feel like it is a little, weird how they booked the entire team. And it makes me feel like after Noam Dar left, they kind of just said, you know what, this is Lash and Jakara. That's the unit. And then the other guys kind of kicked them to the curb in a sense, which kind of sucks. But needless to say, half empty, half full mindset. I think Lash and Jakara, if given the opportunity to get to the main roster, they're going to be big time stars. They look absolutely stunning. Lash Legend is one of a fan favorites to when she gets to, show what she does off of athleticism standpoint, when she just throwing girls throughout the ring, gorilla pressing people, hitting them with the biggest of boots. Like you see that, and then Jakara Jackson, man, you can't buy aura like that. That woman just bleeds aura. That joint pumped through her veins. So it tops out. Hats off to them.
No doubt. And that's, I think, the saddest part to me is we've been sitting here building fantasy factions all week long when it comes to Seth Rollins thing. And Metaphor is ready built for the main roster. They all make sense together. It's so fun as a group, the way that it's worked. And I think the breakup is like sadder to me in some ways because you could have had all four in some way, right? That was the point. Metaphor, a great name. It's ready made, right? Like you don't have to take it out of the oven. They don't even have to affect each other's journeys on the main roster. By comparison, like you look at something like Judgment Day, everybody's storyline affects everybody's storyline. Metaphors doesn't, but they can still be a group and be called up. And I don't know why, right? Two things can be true at once. But what are your thoughts on the breakup of Metaphor, Driz?
Y'all know the metaphor was my peanut butter and jelly. It was my thing. I love Lash. I love Jakar. I love Oro. I love Noam. Together as a group, it was a match made in heaven for me. It was my intro, my exit for a little bit. Just doing this is like it's the metaphor. Like I understand all good things must come to an end. I know Aura is on Evolve right now. I think he's just trying to rediscover his character. Noam has the Heritage Cup on NXT again. They might as well call it the Noam Dark Cup because he's the only one that can make it work. And the girls are just one viral moment away from being in that stratosphere of constantly being talked about in the on the main roster. Like the I hate to see it end, but I understand there's a greater good. The girls are gonna be great. Noam's gonna be great. Oro's gonna be great. I hate this. This is how I felt when Chase U originally died. This hurts my soul. I felt this way about the Undisputed Era. Why do y'all keep taking my NXT factions away from me? Like y'all gotta chill on these things, man. Mm, what's it? What's one of that?
It tugs on my heartstrings too. It's like, dude, we've got all these sick factions.
And it
Why
was
can't we let them translate?
it was such a unique faction because it wasn't your normal, it wasn't built normal, it wasn't built like the traditional, like a four horseman where you have your main guy is your cruiserweight, your your uh your number two Mensa, he's a cruiserweight as well, but definitely could
Yeah,
have been a in the Heritage Cup. He could be North American champion. The tag team was the girls. That's kind of unheard of in wrestling, and I love that about Metaphor, is the fact that it didn't conform to the way wrestling wants you to build your factions. No, you can only have one woman. You can only have one tag team. You can only have one guy and your main eventer, and it just didn't. It spoke different. It was diverse as well.
100%.
African. Noam Dar, he's from, where's he from? He's uh I want to say Nova Scotia, so goddamn bad. Uh
Yeah.
is that
He's from like
Um,
Scotland,
I
right?
think he's
yeah,
Scottish.
yeah, like Noam Dar is, and he's, and we also need to talk about Noam Dar longevity. My man's has been in WWE for almost 10 years now. When are we gonna see him get his shot? Because he's had some of the bigger spots on Raw. Remember the lovely Miss Funk, and
Yeah,
his whole, he even had like a whole thing with Sasha Banks.
yeah,
Oh,
he
I
Yeah,
did.
mean, it's like there's been so much good stuff. You would just hope. Now, it's not like it was like a full breakup
it
necessarily.
was it.
It was like a letting go.
We're gonna go our own separate ways.
That was the good news, at least. Right? It's like we'll do our thing, you do yours. So the reunion, let's hope, is as good as we, you know, want it to be.
Mm,
But let's get into the main event of at least our show, which is
yeah.
tag team action. We got Hank and Tank versus
Ooh,
Briggs and
the Belly Boys.
Nakamura's.
The Belly Boys.
It
The Belly
appears
Boys.
the Ballet Boys. It appears Inamura's last match in NXT. I thought this one was fun. Hank and Tank looked great in tag action. I thought it over delivered actually as far as the match was concerned,
Hmm.
given the card it was on and the placement. I don't know. Drizzy, talk to me about this. The tag team division looks to be in good hands. Hank and Tank may be better than we think.
They are not a flash in the pan. I repeat, it was not a one off. They are not a flash in the pan. Hank and Tank are for real. They have been, I don't know what they figured out after facing Fraxium, but they have figured it out. I don't know if Fraxium did like a little bit of magic in their aura from what they were doing as champions for that last year has rubbed off on Hanky Tank. The confidence is through the roof, and it is catapulting them into having much better matches. Inamura and Briggs, a team that very put together, but I see what they did. And if this is Inamura's last match, which I hope it is, I thought it was just something to try and pull at some heartstrings to get a title shot. I hope he learned great while he was over here, just like when we send wrestlers to Japan to learn. The a very good match. Over delivering is absolutely the best way to put that, because I wasn't expecting that. When you hear Inamura and Briggs against Hanky Tank, if this was about 2 weeks ago, we probably wouldn't even talk about this match. But the Hanky Tank being tag champs, putting on a great show, Inamura and Briggs has always been been a good wrestler. And with the others, it just, I wasn't expecting it. And I truly need to evaluate and get my eyes checked of, I dare say it. I apologize to Hanky Tank. I was not aware of your game. Not even slightly. I did not know y'all had it like this. The Belly Boys got it. They got it.
I appreciate that too, because honestly, like I picked them a few weeks ago and I was like, I see something there. Like they're not exactly what we thought they were, right?
They
That
definitely
was my
were. I
gut
didn't.
instinct. It was like these guys can go.
Yes.
And that's the key. Like I'm with you. This match was awesome. The only shame of it is I'm gonna miss Inamura on NXT TV.
Yes.
Like desperately. He was great.
He is hilarious.
He really did kill it. In the ex sumo aspect and then the actual look now just added to like the lore because of the move set the way it was. I know we're not allowed to say move set, sorry, CM Punk. But like, you know, it was one of those things where he was really fun while he lasted. Shad, give me your thoughts on this one, though, as a whole. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I can't hear you.
My fault. No, I thought this match was good. I thought it was a good match. It's definitely a step in the right direction for a title reign for Hank and Tank. After having a classic with Fraxium, and they really have to show why they are the foundation of the tag division now that they beat the champs, and having a match like this showing out. I think they do a good job with finding their niche with the pacing, just going out there having a fast paced match as athletic and strong as they are. And it was definitely, for big dogs in the ring just going out and just beating the hell out of each other. So salute to Hank and Tank. They're continuing to grow as a team. In regards to Briggs, and most importantly, the man that is Inamura. Bro, you came into NXT in a situation where nobody really knew who you were. A young wrestler on Pro Wrestling Noah, and getting an opportunity and really establishing yourself as a name in pro wrestling to bigger audience. I think this guy, as young as he is, as talented as he is, charismatic, incredible pro wrestler. I think this is just the beginning. I think this is a situation where you're gonna really see him go back home, and he better be one of the top guys there. He's warranted that. He put pro wrestling Noah on his back coming into the USA, coming into WWE territory, and really showing the F out. So salute to him. He ain't got nothing to be ashamed of his time over here, bro. He made a fan out of me, and I'm sure he made a fan out of a lot of people out there who kind of got hip to him coming into NXT.
100%, dude. Like, this is a guy that absolutely deserves to be on TV weekly. And I think the three of us can agree on that. Like, man, whenever we can bring him back, no matter where he goes in Japan, we will pay attention.
I think they
Right?
need to. I think they need to work on trying to get him to stay longer or something because
I think
his
so.
move set was different.
So
It brings something different to it. And seeing the whole sumo, like when he would sit there and do the E Honda, it was like that's different. I like seeing different. It's hard to do things to everything in wrestling has been recycled and reused. It's tough when when you see stuff like that that's never been done before. So I want to see more of it. So I would definitely talk to Noah or see if y'all. Triple H gonna bat. They're gonna bat, aren't they?
I'm gonna
They're,
figure it out.
they're
Who
gonna
knows?
bat.
I mean, they're
The
talking about
Infinity,
the buy-in New Japan
The
the
as
Infinity
Infinity,
Gauntlet.
well.
the Infinity Gauntlet is going. We got AAA, TNA coming soon. Oh, pro
CMLL and
wrestling.
AEW, Rock wearing
No,
a
not
New
AEW.
Japan
Not
shirt.
AEW.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Not gonna get AEW. But uh, pro wrestling Noah, it's right there. It's coming.
You think Noah over New Japan? That's
New
interesting.
Japan, New Japan's in bad shape, but they're not in bad shape to where they need to sell the company.
Would you buy it through? Yeah, can you really buy that through the Japanese government
I
for
don't
that
think.
rumor to be
Yeah, Bush.
true? It's kind of unfathomable to me. Wouldn't y'all
No,
both agree? Like that's kind of wild.
no, that's not gonna happen. Nah, they
Like
not.
no,
I think Japan will. will move heaven and earth to keep WWE from buying anything from over there.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
how.
say
Ain't that how Bushiroad got stardom? It's because
True.
WWE wanted to buy it, and like, oh no, here, buy this.
100%. I mean, I'll say that probably brings us to the end of the show tonight, guys. And it's been a blast, no doubt about it. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. We'll be back same time, same place next week for Off the Air every day for the daily broadcast. If you have not checked out Grappling for Position yet, what in the world have you been doing? Go check it out. It's on the same YouTube page. You can find this program, all of the great programs that we have here at WR. Thank you, everybody that's tuned in. Thank you, everybody that tunes in every Tuesday night. I hope you have an excellent week. And on behalf of me, Clark Taylor, Shad, and Dryzzy, I hope you have an awesome rest of the week, and we will talk to you soon.